This walk starts by crossing some commercial daffodil fields. They're just coming up from the ground at the moment. As it's been so mild, they seem to be rather early. There will be a whole range of varieties here. They're mostly grown for their bulbs, but the flowers are also cut. This small hedge and the copse is usually full of birds. It's quiet today, but there's usually finches, tits, thrushes, blackbirds, robins, wrens, snipe occasionally, and crows and jackdaws. Here I just wanted to show you that the foxglove leaves are still nice and green and fleshy. This year has been very mild, so most of the leaves are still around. Another view of the field. This in the summer, this was growing courgettes. Then down into the woods. Ahead of us used to be an old road, cart track. It's since been disused, but it's now a bridle way. This little woodland is completely full of bluebells in May. And here we have another storm victim with a shallow rooted tree that has fallen. And a few more down on the valley floor. We're just coming up to the highest point on this particular walk. It's not a particularly old woodland, so many of the trees are probably not more than 60, 70 years old. But this is a hazel tree which has obviously been coppiced at some time and could be one of the oldest trees in the woodland. As I pan round, you can see all these moss-covered stones, which are part of a large rock formation I'll show you later. So many of the features and trees in this woodland could easily be written into fairy tales, including this amazing ivy-covered tree. This woodland has a very long and rich history. It was used for mining. There's a lot of copper and tin mining in Cornwall, and these granite stones were mining markers. I'm just going to cross the stream a little bit farther along. Now that I'm on the other side of the stream, you can see through the trees the rock formation that I was telling you about. I'll show it you again later, a little bit closer up when I cross back again. Now, you'd never know it to look at this particular space, but this is an old chapel, a 6th century chapel, or the remains of a 6th century chapel, the Chapel of St. Eyre. I'll pop a few pictures of it as it was at the end. This is looking across to the rocks on the other side of the stream. This is the end wall of the chapel, and there is a well here as well, I believe. You can see its proximity to the stones and also to where the sun sets on the winter solstice just across there. It's also quite close to the stream, which I imagine would have been a good feature in the 6th century. The whole area outside the chapel is covered in greater stitchwort, not in flower at the moment. I did try to research to see if there was any correlation between stitchwort and the Christian religion. I haven't found anything. I'm now on the other side of the river again, and you can see a closer view of the rocks from beneath them this time. And there's the chapel on the other side of the river. Because of all the fallen trees and the dead wood, there is a whole new ecosystem developing, which is wonderful for fungi. As it has been so mild so far this year, we already have some three-cornered leek up above the ground. This is a non-native invasive species in the UK and it does outcompete our bluebells and wild ramsons. It is, however, edible. I plan to return to this walk again later in the year so that you'll be able to see how it's changed. In the meantime, here are some diagrams of what St Eyre's Chapel might have looked like. I'll probably give you some more information next time I'm here. If you would like to subscribe, it will ensure that you don't miss the next instalment, and also I'd be very grateful. Thank you.